That's right, Kyler. We're here tonight for the home opener for the Mohawk Mountaineers women's team. And we're here in the D-Bark. $34 million went into this place, 64,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility as well. It just opened last month. And it includes outdoor basketball courts, outdoor volleyball, beach volleyball courts. Good evening, I'm Kyler Sanderson. I'm here with Gregory Rosser, and we're here for the opening game of the women's Mountaineers basketball team. We're here in the brand new David Braley Athletic Recreation Center, and Greg, this is a beautiful facility.
That's right, it opened this September, Kyler, 64,000 square feet, $35 million later. Features a brand new fitness center, a bunch of basketball courts, an outdoor volleyball court, and a number of outdoor basketball courts as well.
Yeah, there's actually 3 NBA-sized gymnasiums inside the main gymnasium of the athletic center.
That's right, and it looks like we're going to head to the tip-off momentarily between the Reedemer Royals and the Mohawk Mountaineers.
And Greg, this women's team just won the Georgian College Fall Classic tournament. The tournament is giving the women's Mountaineer a lot of momentum heading into the season opener.
That's right, and they were 7-1 in the preseason. Now, exhibition isn't normally something that you can use to gauge the team. It's more of a guideline of how they're going to do. You never know how a team is going to perform during the season.
And that's right, the preseason is just about getting team chemistry and heading into the season healthy. And we're all set to tip off here in a couple of moments. And we're off. And number 15 passes the ball around the corner to number 5. Down into the post, couple dribbles, fires off a shot, off the backboard, rebounded by Reedemer. And that is number 12, and the ball is tipped out of bounds by Carissa Brown. Nice defensive effort.
The Mohawk has been employing an aggressive approach to their defense.
Yes, they've improved drastically on defense, as evidenced there with the steal and the breakaway. And do we have a foul on the play? 2 free throws coming up.
And it looks like we have Steph Hermick heading to the point right now.
hopefully they can capitalize and get on the board with a couple of early free throws. Defensively, this women's Mountaineers team likes to pressure the ball a lot and forces a lot of turnovers. They're very athletic, and they've improved drastically since last season in their athleticism.
That's right, and their athleticism has become a central point of their game.
And the second one is off. Portia Hewitt swings it around. Good ball movement right now, and an easy shot down low. More free throws coming up for Steph Hirmack.
That's right, the and one for Steph Hirmack.
That was all created by the rebound off the missed free throw by Portia Hewitt. Hewitt's rebounding could be a key in this game, as she's the tallest player on the Mountaineers team. This time Steph converts on the free throw. A lot of pressure on the ball. Reedemer's having a little trouble getting the ball up the court, and it results in another turnover.
And we can see Mohawk kind of frazzling the Reedemer Royals there with a missed pass.
Early, really applying the defensive pressure. Now Reedemer will come back with a trap of their own. Mohawk beats it with some solid ball handling. Another rebound down low, and it goes out of bounds.
A tough break for Natalie Fisher. She went down under the net there.
She took a hard spill.
But it looks like Mountaineers are going to get possession as it went out off of Reedemer.
This is Allison DeLorenzi with the ball. She swings it around. Good cut.
And a great shot.
That was a good cut to the basket by Carissa Brown. Reedemer is really up against it, facing this pressure, trying to advance the ball. And nearly a steal there. And a foul down low. That is number 21, Samantha Donald, will head to the free throw line. And the foul is on number 22, Carissa Brown.
That's right, we see Samantha Donald at the point now for the Reedemer Royals.
And miss on the first free throw. And Reedemer is on the board.
She makes no mistake with the second free throw.
And Reedemer looking to apply the pressure of their own, but Mohawk has been handling it so far until that play by Carissa Brown. Turnover on the travel call.
You can see Mohawk's athleticism in their long passing game as well. Trying to move up the court.
Number 13, Erica Price, swings it around. Number 12 for the three-pointer, just off the mark. Rebound kicks to Reedemer, and they still have the ball. Wide open to the lane. And a late foul call and a blocking call against Mohawk. More free throws upcoming for number 13, Erica Price.
Great job drawing the penalty there with the shot clock winding down. She'll get a chance to get 2 more points on the board for Reedemer.
Reedemer's going to really have to capitalize from the charity stripe, because this Mohawk defense is just surrounding them on every play.
They're very, very tight and very aggressive, especially inside the key.
Price capitalizes on both. Mohawk looking to get the ball up past half. fire to three, just off the mark. Rebounded by number 22 for Reedemer, and they're on the fast break. The play is breaking up by Steph Nurmak.
And Erica Price almost had a great chance there for Reedemer.
Just broken up on the play by Mohawk's defense. Three-pointer from the corner from Karina Brown.
Great shot by Karina Brown from the side there. Another whistle.
The ref is stopping the play to allow the player to retie her shoelaces. It's a foul on number 35, Sharima Kurlu. Looked like a good block to me, but maybe a little bit of contact.
And Lindsay Moffat has some great speed coming in there for Reedemer, drawing the foul.
Definitely. They've been getting to the free throw line a lot, and that's the only place where they've scored any points from in this game so far, as they continue to score from the free throw line.
You can never underestimate drawing fouls. It's part of your game.
Absolutely, Greg. It's going to take some of the Mohawks' best defensive players out of the game with foul trouble. So
that's right.
That should be the strategy for
And since
Reedemer.
they're so aggressive defensively, it will make it even easier for them to draw those kind of fouls, especially up close.
There's a fine balance between aggressive defense and picking up fouls, so Mohawk will have to watch out for that.
That's right. We have Rebecca Kuperius coming in right now for Victoria Pickering from the Reedemer Royals.
Natalie Brown handles the ball on the wing, and there's a turnover. Reedemer steals the ball.
It's a little too much for Caitlin Arbor.
Yeah, she looks like she committed a foul out of frustration there once she lost the ball. Number 22, Lindsay Moffat, looks to pass the ball in bounds. Erica Price finds Aisha Armani. She handles the ball, looks to feed it inside. They swing the ball around and fire three. Off the mark, rebounded by Mohawk.
Those are 2 threes from Reedemer that have been very close.
Very close, but not quite.
Reedemer may be trying, their game may be drawing fouls and shooting from the outside.
Yeah, they might want to work some of the middle game as well, because they're not getting anything from outside the arc right now. And we have our first time out of the game, and the score is 9-4 in favor of Mohawk.
6:48 left in the first right now. And we can see Mohawk's athleticism. We talked about it in the pregame, that is a huge part of their game, Kyler.
Yes, they've been pressuring the ball as Reedemer tries to bring it up past half court. But they've got to be careful not to wear themselves out, as they only have 8 or 9 players dressed for this game. They need to maintain their defensive intensity for the entire 4 quarters.
That's right, they need to remain disciplined, especially if you're going to adopt an aggressive form of defense. Drawing that many fouls, we've already had a handful.
Yeah, a number of fouls. It looks like they were getting a little bit tired just before that timeout, not pressing as hard as they were for the first 2 minutes of the game.
So you're screening around reversals on the back side of our press. Okay? All right? Let's go. Come on. Work down 3. Let's go.
Reedemer bringing the ball up the court. They're passing it back and forth, and they're trying to beat that Mohawk defense. Aggressive play by Mohawk. Passing down low into the lane, and we have a foul called on Mohawk.
Not sure about that last foul there, but Eka Himui from Reedemer will head to the free throw line.
I think it was on number 5, Allison DiLorenzi, and Reedemer will have another chance to score from the free throw line. And she connects.
Reedemer Redeemer slowly closing the gap.
And I think, Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, but all their points have come so far from the free throw line.
That's right, Kyler, they have thus far.
Mohawk looking to get an open shot under the basket. Potential foul call, but the ref does not call anything. Top of the key. Mohawk fires a three, and it's just off the mark. Rebounded nearly by Portia Hewitt, but she has it battled away, and there's a jump ball call.
Portia Hewitt had a great screen as Mohawk was coming in on the key.
She nearly got that rebound off the missed three, but the possession arrow will give it to Redeemer. Pressure from the Mohawk defense is slowing down a little bit. And a steal comes up. And Mohawk is off the other way on a fast break now. Under the basket, pass is just overthrown for Caitlin Arbor. Out of bounds, turnover.
And that's the second pass that has been a little too high for Caitlin Arbor. There's one close to the center of the court.
Yes, they've been getting good position inside as well, but just misfiring on some of their passes. And Redeemers bring the ball up against the pressure of Mohawk's defense once again. Another deflected ball out of bounds.
Mohawk defense is just collapsing on Redeemer.
They're all over them.
Every time there's a tight pass.
It's tough for them to even get it across the half-court line. Good inside pass. And Redeemer scores their first points not from the free throw line of the game.
That's right, Samantha Donald with a great layup there from the side.
It was a great cut to the basket.
Speed.
Careless turnover there. Just a travel from Steph Yermak.
And now Redeemer has come within a point. 5:38 left in the first.
And
a missed pass by Lindsay Moffitt here.
The tight defense from the Mohawk girls players, they were right on there to every one of their matchups, so the pass from inbounds was difficult to make and turned over by Redeemer. Pass around the key, fake the shot, and a good drive inside. Steph Yermak making up for an earlier turnover on the previous possession. And the defense still aggressive. Rebound from Mohawk, and they push the tempo. Everybody running on the court. Steph Yermak passes it back to the top of the key. Back to Steph. Caitlin Arbor finds Brown. Arbor unleashes a three. Off the mark, rebounded by Redeemer.
Great rebound there. Two Mohawk players in tight.
And they look to push it up fast before the defense can get set. Missed layup inside, but they get the rebound. Good feed inside.
And Redeemer starting to gain a little momentum here against the Mountaineers after that rebound.
Yeah, their key is to probably push the ball up the court before Mohawk has a chance to set their defense.
We have Lindsay Moffitt at the free throw line right now for the Redeemer Royals.
And Redeemer looking to take their first lead of the game if she can connect on both. Just off the mark, and we have a tie game at 10-10. And the score is 11-9 currently. Three-pointer from Arbor, off the mark, rebounded down low. And a foul on number 13, Portia Hewitt.
And you see Portia Hewitt there. They are goading Hamilton, or pardon me, Mohawk, into taking these fouls. They know they're going to be battling for the rebounds. They're taking advantage of it.
Well, Mohawk is taking a lot of three-pointers right now, and they're not connecting, so there's a lot of rebounds and they're battling for the rebounds, but they're committing fouls every time they go for it.
And Hamilton's been Mohawk has been fairly decent in the center court through their transitions, but just making something happen in front of the net has been a problem for them.
And more free throws for Reedemer here. That one off the mark.
Reedemer looking to bring it within one.
Samantha Donald connects on the second. Mohawk gets the ball up court, down low to Brown. And a good pass from Brown. She finds Portia Hewitt for the easy lay-in.
And an easy basket by Portia Hewitt there for Mohawk.
Reedemer coming the other way.
Ahead.
Good pass inside, and the Mohawk defense steals the ball, and they're pushing the ball in transition now. Open shot for Hewitt.
Great recovery on the play by Mohawk, not able to convert on that basket there, unfortunately.
There's a little bit of sloppy ball handling, but they were fortunate enough to get a free throw. And there will not be free throws. There was a foul, and they will be passing it in from down low under the basket.
And Carissa Brown's going to take point on this one.
Ball travels to midcourt. Allison DiLorenzi finds Brown. Portia Hewitt passes the ball around the circle. Another three-pointer from Mohawk off the mark, but they have good rebounders in position, and they're not able to get the rebound. And another foul.
Carissa Brown failed to get on that rebound. I'm not sure what she was doing there.
Well, there was 3 Mohawk players under the basket, but none of them boxed out the opponent.
Little miscommunication by the Mountaineers there.
You've got to box out the player and not look at the ball.
And you can see Hamilton struggling to get in down low against Reedemer.
Reedemer more shots from the charity stripe. And they call it the charity stripe because nobody's playing defense against you when you're shooting these shots. You should make them.
I got that, Kyler.
Just wanted to clear that up for you, Greg, in case there was any doubt.
Just in case.
And Rebecca Corporus makes both free throws. Mohawk looking to push the ball again, finds a player down low.
Carissa Brown looks like she had some trouble making that pass there, and it just came out of her hands.
The ball just slipped out of her hands. She could be a little rattled from the last play where she did not get the rebound.
She almost made up for it with that almost having a steal from Samantha Donald.
And here's the steal. Mohawk on the breakaway, pushing it one-on-one. Layup, missed. Rebounded, out of bounds. Mohawk ball.
I believe it was out on Reedemer there.
You had a good one-on-one attempt of a layup there, but good defense by Reedemer player on that possession.
You see Carissa Brown coming out of the game right now.
Good pass inside, and they pass it back to the inbounder for an easy 2 points.
Natalie Fisher makes no mistake there.
Bottom of the net on that shot. Reedemer pushing the ball up court, finally finding some space to work, and an open shot is made.
And just as Hamilton is starting to gain some momentum and get ahead, Reedemer comes back with an answer.
Mohawk pushing the ball once again. Now resetting at the top of the key. Pushing it around the key.
Trying to establish that cycle game here.
They've had a good passing presence on this team so far, and they just haven't been able to succeed in the post. Reedemer now going the other way. One-on-one, missed layup, rebound. Almost went in, but no, Mohawk gets the rebound.
And neither Erica Price or Lindsay Moffitt were able to score on that.
And a wide open layup just missed. Portia Hewitt, you've got to connect on those wide open layups. Reedemer with a tough shot.
Especially with an effort like that. Lindsay Moffitt makes up for her last missed layup.
Looks like there could have been a foul even on that play, but nonetheless, she connects on the layup. Mohawk looking a little lackadaisical as they turn the ball over, but maintaining defensive pressure.
And a battle for the ball.
They get possession, and the possession arrow is in favor of Mohawk right now. Timeout on the floor, and the Reedemer Royals have taken a lead in this game, 16-15.
That's right, they're not afraid to switch their game up. Before it was drawing fouls and making stuff happen from the outside. Now they're beating Hamilton on rebound speed, which is interesting against a team with athleticism like Mohawk.
Well, yeah, Reedemer eased their way into this game by making several free throws early when they couldn't get anything going against the Mohawk defense. But that defense is worn down a little bit, and the players are looking a little more lackadaisical.
And I think that last timeout that they had with 6 minutes remaining, with around 6 minutes remaining, helped them regain their focus and figure out their game against Mohawk right now.
Their game plan is to push the tempo a little bit, and I think that's tiring out some of this Mountaineers basketball team.
I think so too, between the fouls and the crashing the basket, if you will.
Yeah, there's been a lot of reaching fouls, and that's just something that happens when players are tired and they're not playing aggressive defense. They're just reaching and committing fouls.
Mohawks had a great game at center court, though, forcing a lot of turnovers. I think they need to focus on taking down Reedemer in the transition as they're coming in.
They also need to secure rebounds down low, does Mohawk.
That's right. We saw those miscommunications earlier and some high passes.
High passes for open players right underneath the basket. Natalie Fisher looks to inbound the ball for Mohawk. She receives the ball back. She works around the screen, dribbles the ball down low, finds the player cutting to the basket. Loose ball, finds Allison De Lorenzi. She dribbles the ball at the top of the key, drives to the basket. Nice left-handed layup, just missed. Putback attempt is no good from Sharima Curlew. And now Reedemer's off.
With the great screens there, and Mohawk not able to make anything happen. Looks like we got a call on the play here.
Just a mental error there from Reedemer.
Mohawk will get possession here.
Yes, Sharima Curlew was setting some solid picks, rolling to the basket, even got a rebound, but just couldn't convert on the layup. And Mohawk is off here. They work the ball to the top of the key once again. Pass the ball to the right side of the basket. Curlew finds the corner, drive to the basket. And we have a foul here. We'll get 2 free throws coming up for Mohawk.
And with that shot clock winding down, Caitlin Arbor draws that foul.
She made a nice shot fake and then drive to the basket.
Allison De Lorenzi, not Caitlin Arbor.
With under 1 minute to go here, Mohawk looks to regain the lead on a couple of free throws. First one is just off the mark. Second free throw is up and good.
Now we got it tied up with 54 seconds left in the first quarter.
Mohawk looks to pressure the ball aggressively for this last minute of play. Reedemer having trouble finding open players. Mohawk players seem to be 2 on every Reedemer player. They're double teaming every time. Reedemer thinks about the 3, but passes the ball around and the shot clock is winding down. Shot missed, rebound Mohawk. The ball is fumbled out of bounds.
And we talked about how aggressive defense works with discipline, and we saw it there. Not too many, no fouls being drawn, no contact, but Mohawk keeping their head.
That was a solid defensive possession from Mohawk, but they just could not secure the rebound. Reedemer has a chance to potentially work for the last shot, or close to it, of the quarter, and they will not get the chance to do that as they commit a turnover.
24 seconds left in the first quarter right now.
And the shot clock is turned off, so Mohawk can get the last shot of the quarter here.
And we see Victoria Pickering going in for Larissa Smeltzer for Reedemer.
Curlew to the corner, finds Allison De Lorenzi. Back to the top for Caitlin Arbor. They're looking to find Curlew down low, but she drives to the basket instead, misses the layup. Reedemer has a chance with 5 seconds to get the ball up the court and go for one last shot. And they get it off, but it's no good.
Great effort by Rebecca Cooperis right there.
And we have a tie game after 1 quarter of play.
And Mohawk being up 9-1 initially, you wouldn't think that you would see a tied game this far.
No, Reedemer came right back and stormed their way back with a run of their own.
What do you think the formula for Mohawk to establish a lead in this game will be?
I think they need to stop committing turnovers for one, but they need to stop committing fouls and giving easy points to the Reedemer team. They've connected on most of their free throws.
I think that Mohawk had a great defensive effort there in the last 2 minutes or so of the first quarter, and that was the defense that they want to play, where they don't draw fouls and they're able to apply pressure in a way that it seems like there's 2 Mountaineers on every Royal out there on the court.
Yeah, their defense was just swarming, and it seemed like every player on Reedemer was being double teamed, and they were doing a great job of recovering and then double teaming to the next player.
You guys need to communicate. Only 2 on offense. Okay, Tori's the post. You're the pseudo post. Okay. All right. Back screens. Back screens.
We have better passing angles, better angles to shot. Okay. All right. But we can attack them. And when we attack, okay, from the wing, our middle people are just setting over to dump down.
Guarding our player too hard over here. The plays come down here, and we're just a little bit too late. Just a little bit too late. Other than that, everything looks really good. Let's just stay patient, getting the ball before. You're doing a great job getting the ball before patient. Okay?
We can hear Rob Hooper here talking to his Royals right now about strategy going into the second quarter.
Kind of go, take off, and then run it to the side.
Now, one good thing about Mohawk is that they do have a depth of scoring with that great bench that they have there.
Yeah, they've had a lot of scores from a multitude of players. It's not any one person doing the scoring.
And I think that maybe their advantage here is having some fresh legs on the court a lot, and all of them with equal scoring ability.
Yes, they're a very balanced team, and they look to get their offense from all over the court. And the second quarter is underway. Cross-court pass, and down inside, pass to the top of the key, a three-pointer, just off the mark, rebounded by Curlew, and Mohawk pushes the ball. And they look to slow it down and set up their offense a little bit. Good cut inside, and a wide open layup.
This may be the Mountaineers looking for that offensive surge they need to get back in this game. Coming from an 8-point lead to only 1.
And drop step and pass for an open shot. Just off the mark, rebounded by Mohawk, and they push the ball up the court once again. And we have a loose ball foul.
And Eka Himui from Reedemer just gets her arm in there and draws a foul, unfortunately, for the Royals.
Brown looks to pass the ball in bounds. Find Natalie Fisher at the top, and she holds the ball, works off the screen, finds Brown once again. And an errant pass, the ball is turned over to the Royals.
A little miscommunication there. I think Curlew thought that pass was coming to her and then saw the other Mountaineer in the corner.
Just a miscommunication there. Reedemer's worked the ball up the court against that defense. Very aggressive by Brown, draws the jump ball.
And Carissa Brown just gets in there.
She was just real aggressive going for that ball, like a bulldog, just ripped it out of her hands almost.
And that is the central theme of the Mountaineers.
Aggressive defense. And they get an extra possession out of it. They look to capitalize here.
We got a travel on Brown here.
And that negates the play of just stealing the ball, that she just got an extra possession from Mohawk and then turns it over.
Samantha Donald from Reedemer will
pass the ball inbounds to Erica Price, who finds Lindsay Moffitt. Erica Price dribbles at the top of the key, passes to the corner, and receives the ball once again. Works off, goes down low, fires a one-handed shot, no good. But Redeemers are there for the rebound. Jump ball, possession will go to Reedemer.
And the rebound game for both these teams, one thing is Reedemer is on point with these rebounds.
Oh, Mohawk needs to do a better job of boxing out players. Inbound pass down low, lots of traffic. Another jump ball, this time the ball will stay with Mohawk.
We saw Caitlin Arbor fighting for the ball there.
Mohawk passes the ball up against the press defense. And a struggle for the ball at midcourt. Mohawk is able to come away with it and set up their offense. Pass down low to the key, back to the top, over to Brown in the corner. She drives to the basket, fires up the layup, and it's good.
Great job by Carissa Brown to get down low in there.
She just bullied her way inside the lane there and was able to convert on the layup.
That's right, and that's how you do it, Kyler.
Aggressive style leads to another turnover from Reedemer. Mohawk steals the ball and heads up court. Pass is tipped. Try to save the ball by Mohawk. Aggressive defense from Reedemer now results in a foul.
Looks like we have a foul on Esther Wima from the Reedemer Royals.
And she's one of the bigger players for the Royals, causing fits for Mohawk down low under the basket. Picks up the foul well beyond the three-point line. Karina Brown passes the ball inbounds to Steph Hermack. Karina Brown gets the ball back, looks to feed the post, but it's not there, so she passes to the top of the key and it's turned over, and now Reedemer is on a breakaway. 1-on-3 here.
Portia Hewitt has to work hard to get back.
But that was just not a good play by Reedemer. They were going 1-on-3. You need to slow down and wait for the rest of your teammates when you don't have numbers in your favor.
That's right, they needed to buy some time for the rest of the Royals to get down into the Mountaineers' end to make something happen.
Allison DiLorenzi finds inside. They kick it back out to the three-point line. That shot is off the arc, but she follows her own shot and gets the rebound. And Karina Brown fires the three from the corner. No good. Rebounded by Mohawk. And we have a foul down low. 2 free throws coming up for Mohawk.
And you see what happens when you get those rebounds, Kyler. You're able to draw a foul or get something on net.
And they get a foul committed against Reedemer, and they head to the free throw line for a couple of easy shots here.
And with 2 great rebounds from Natalie Fisher and Steph Hermack.
And they capitalize on the first free throw. Yes, Greg, they followed their shots even though there were long rebounds on the threes. They didn't give up on the play, and they stuck with the rebounding.
And we see Mohawk getting back on the board with a 6-point lead now.
2 free throws from Natalie Fisher extends the lead to 6. And the defense staying aggressive in the second quarter for Mohawk.
Talked about that center court game, almost a turnover there for Reedemer.
There's a shot off the mark, rebounded by Mohawk. And a poor outlet pass there.
And Moffitt makes no mistake.
Natalie Fisher with a poor outlet pass there resulted in the layup by Reedemer. Steph thinks about the three. Hermack passes to the center, over to Brown. Wide open shot from 3, off the mark, rebounded by Reedemer. Erica Price dribbles the ball up court and calls out a play. She swings the ball cross court for a three-pointer from way beyond the arc. Off the mark, rebounded by Mohawk.
And no pressure on that shot from Lindsay Moffitt. She was almost able to make that.
Well, it was a little bit out of her range, I think. She could have stepped in and it would have still been a three-point attempt.
When you talk about prime scoring positioning. And that one extra step would have been the difference between 22 to 18 and 22 to 21.
And we have a timeout on the floor now with 5:58 to go in the second quarter. Score is 22 for Mohawk, 18 for Reedemer.
And Reedemer has been playing a game of acclimation where they're tailoring their game to whatever the Mountaineers are throwing at them. Before it was the fouls, then it was the quick plays. Now they're having trouble at center court. They may have to focus on carrying the ball in and then making a play happen from the outside.
Mohawk needs to step up their presence underneath the basket, as we saw in the one play where they were able to get a couple of rebounds and convert with the layup. Also get fouled and get easy free throw attempts. They need to keep pushing down low.
That's right, and on 3 separate plays where Mohawk hasn't given up on rebounds, they've been able to convert on either a foul and then 2 two-point baskets.
They have been winning the rebound battle so far. It's just capitalizing on those shots under the basket.
And it's the little mistakes. It's the battles to the ball. It's the high passes. It's the leaving someone on the outside open because your defensive coverage is so tight that have to be addressed for Mohawk.
Yes, still early in the season. First game here. They're still working out some kinks, and hopefully some of those mistakes will dissipate as the season progresses and the team gets more chemistry playing together. And we're set here for Karina Brown to inbound the ball under the basket for Mohawk. And an easy cut to the basket, and Karina Brown finds the cutting player for a layup.
And Caitlin Arbor just moves in, and Reedemer has no idea where she came from.
Reedemer was just napping coming out of that timeout.
And Lindsay Moffitt with a collision there.
She gets up though and looks to be okay. Reedemer swings the ball inside. They scored on a similar play earlier, but this time it's stolen by Mohawk, and they pass it down low, swing it back to the three-point line, and work the ball around for a three-point shot. Just off the mark, but rebounded by Mohawk. Wide open layup missed, and rebounded by Mohawk. But we have a foul on the floor, and it will stay Mohawk ball inbound under the basket.
We see how deadly Mohawk can be when they play that rebound game.
They're really doing a good job of out-rebounding the opponent here. Pass to the top of the key. They set up their offense.
And I think Mohawk is underestimating their own outside game. You know, you talk about their athleticism, so it sounds like that they would be a better team down low, but they're not taking as many opportunities as they could from the three.
They're firing up some threes, but they haven't connected on any of them so far.
And the same goes for Reedemer as well.
It's been a game of free throws and layups for both teams.
Looks like Caitlin Arbor is up for the Mountaineers right now.
She connects on the first free throw. And Arbor makes the second to extend the lead for Mohawk. Mohawk has had a solid defensive stretch here so far, maintaining the pressure. And Reedemer dribbles the ball up, missed layup, rebounded.
And I feel like we're saying Lindsay Moffitt's name a lot here tonight. She has been standout for the Reedemer Royals thus far. And she is deep in every play that we've seen that has been substantial for Reedemer so far.
Well, Moffitt at the free throw line again here. She's found some open players as she misses the first free throw. She's called her own number a number of times as well and driven to the basket. And
she's played a very smart game thus far. I believe that she has drawn most of the fouls that we have seen
Sure
on
seems that way,
Mohawk.
Greg.
Very important aspect of a player like that's game as well.
And Mohawk works against the press defense here. And they're able to get the ball up court for a good look at a layup. And they are fouled. 2 free throws upcoming.
And Larissa Smeltzer looks like it's going to be on her under the basket for Reedemer. And Natalie Fisher is at the charity line, I think you called it.
Yes, this is where easy points should be coming from.
And the free throw game is so vitally important.
Well, nothing charitable about that attempt as she airballs her first free throw. Second one misses.
In and out, and then out on Mohawk.
Yeah, Caitlin Arbor even got a hand on that rebound there, even though she wasn't able to squeeze the ball. And Reedemer recovers the possession. They're looking to find Lindsay Moffitt, and Mohawk's defense.
Just going to say Lindsay Moffitt wide open on the side there, and I think the pass was about to head to her.
And that was one foul on Karina Brown there, but I'm not mad at that foul. She was being very aggressive, nearly picked up a steal, just happened to be a foul.
And it is a gamble every time you come in tight like that.
Reedemer having trouble getting the ball in bounds, and they finally do. Ball stolen, and Mohawk's got a one-on-one breakaway here. Brown with the layup, missed. Rebounded by Mohawk, though, missed again. And the ball will stay with Mohawk.
And both Carissa Brown and Steph Hermick get solid chances, and you got to keep your cool in those. When you know that the opposing team is coming up behind you, you've only got a limited amount of time. You have to take your time, use those precious seconds to get control and get that ball in the net.
Well, Carissa Brown made a good move to the net. She even picked up the ball at half court and drove all the way to the net, but just didn't convert on the layup right underneath the basket. And Mohawk works the ball around the key as they've been doing all game. Pass the ball to the top again. Good position down low. And the layup is just off the mark. And the rebound falls out of bounds off Mohawk to Reedemer. Reedemer gets the ball up court here. Crosses the half-court line. Being pressured by the Mohawk. There's an open ball saved by Reedemer, and it dribbled out of bounds. Reedemer ball.
And the pass was intended for Larissa Smeltzer, but Eka Hamui is able to recover that for Reedemer.
And the play just a little all over the place right now. I credit that probably to the hard-nosed defense from the Mountaineers.
And we see that they can ensue a little chaos in their own end. We have Rob Hooper. Coach of the Reedemer Royals right now, having a word with the officials. Appears there was a few dribbles out of bounds, and it was not called on the Mountaineers.
Unhappy with some of the calls, laying into the referee a little bit there.
And there have been some missed calls, and I would say that they would be going in the direction of Mohawk. But that is the nature of the game.
Three seconds on the clock here for Reedemer as they get the ball in bounds.
And they will have one chance here to make something happen. And Hamui is in.
Gets a shot off the rim. No good, rebound to Mohawk. And Karina Brown pushes the ball up court now. Finds Natalie Fisher, who sets up the offense. Down to Karina Brown, a nice cut under the basket. A lot of traffic down low. Rob Hooper's complaining, looking for a travel call. But Mohawk finds another player under the basket. They have 3 seconds on the shot clock. They'll have to fire it up.
And
it hits
Brown
the rim and rolls out of bounds.
Brown under the net for Mohawk, a great effort. She was keeping her cool, keeping control of that ball. And it looks like Rob Hooper is protesting to the referees again. He believes that there was a travel on Brown under the net.
He's not a happy man right now. That could be because his team has given up the lead in this second quarter. And Reedemer has a player down low, wide open, but Karina Brown recovers quickly on defense. Top of the key, Lindsay Moffitt passes the ball to the side. 5 seconds on the clock now. Reedemer fires up the shot, it is no good.
And it looked like Hamui's release, pardon me, was a little off there. It looks like the ball slipped out of her hands a little too early on that shot. Slanted slightly to the left.
She needs to keep her shots underneath the basket, I think, is where she's had the most success. And Karina Brown seems like she's always open down low. This time she gets to the basket again and draws a foul.
And
She'll
almost
shoot 2 free throws.
And one, and she's played exceptionally well for the last minute and a half or so. Some great rebounds, some great movement under the basket, and now she draws this foul coming in for a layup.
She's been all over the court, and that could have easily been an and one play. Just barely missed the layup.
Certainly, I thought that was going in there.
Maybe that'll get her going a little bit, making the second free throw.
And Mohawk just extending that lead. And it looks like Reedemer is beginning to play the Mountaineers game and not their own.
Another turnover by Reedemer, and Mohawk is off. Karina Brown under the basket again. Misses the layup on that one, but Mohawk is there for the rebound.
Talked about keeping your cool when you're coming in on those slight breakaways. You know someone's coming behind you. You have to focus on getting control of that ball and just getting it in the basket. Nice, easy layup.
You need to gather your composure when you're about to go up for a score.
It's effective time management. You have those few precious seconds to get control.
Reedemer fires up the shot, and it banks in, high arcing off the back of the rim and in.
And Lindsay Moffitt gets them over 20.
Mohawk feeding players down low, but just misfiring off the layup. Reedemer comes back. Pressure defense results in a foul.
Looks like Hamoi will. Oh, Lindsay Moffitt will now take it.
Why not? She's been doing mostly everything for Reedemer so far.
We see Moffitt coming out right now for Erica Price.
Reedemer gets the ball inbounds. Top of the key, thinks about the three-pointer, passes it to the corner, back to the top. They swing the ball around the arc.
And Hamoi loses possession right there coming in on Allison DiLorenzi, who was the MVP of the Georgia tournament that the Mountaineers just recently won. And Coach Hooper having a word with Erica Price right now near the sidelines. Is closing the gap on Mohawk here.
Just
23 to 27, that's right.
Now Mohawk passes the ball to the top of the key, to the corner. For Hermack, fires a shot, missed, but rebounded by Mohawk. Karina Brown down low again, just unable to connect. Fires the three, but it's short, rebounded by Mohawk. Allison DiLorenzi turns it over. And a traveling call on Reedemer as
Forced
Mohawk
to travel
forces
on Erica Price there, and she's not happy with that call.
No, she is not. Mohawk looks to extend the lead on this possession, finding Karina Brown down low once again. Sooner or later, she's going to start converting on those layups. She's finding good spots on the court, just not making.
Coach Hooper from the Royals still having a word with the officials. He's not happy with the way these whistles have been going.
Right now, his team is down. He shouldn't be happy. It seems like some calls might be favoring Mohawk, but Mohawk's also been playing a tough defensive style, so you have to give them the benefit of the doubt on certain plays.
It is, and you can't help but sympathize with Rob Hooper when you see some of these missed calls going in the direction of Mohawk, and Mohawk's probably been capitalizing on most of them more than missed calls on the Royals have.
And Mohawk throws the ball in bounds, nearly turned over. And we have a push against Reedemer. Contact looks to be minimal, but Portia Hewitt fell over and was right in front of the referee here.
2 fouls on Erica Price since she hit the court in the last minute.
And it results in free throws for Portia Hewitt here.
And Mohawk having a chance to establish. And there it is. The 5-point lead on Reedemer.
And the crowd here at the Barclay Center starts to make some noise as Mohawk extends the lead. Reedemer facing the pressure, turned over. Portia Hewitt comes up with the ball. Good passing down low. Steph Yermak is the beneficiary of some nice passing.
And a great tandem of passes there, making that happen, forcing the turnover.
Mohawk's been getting those turnovers all game long. It's just they haven't been converting on the fast breaks, and that's what you'd like to see out of them.
And here we see another turnover in the defensive zone for the Mountaineers.
Karina Brown fires the 3, and that's just off the mark.
And we're seeing a momentum shift here now.
Erica Price fires the 3, and that is off the mark. Rebounded by Mohawk. We have a breakaway here. Layup, no good. Foul called.
Talk about getting that control again. That effective time management, taking those precious few seconds. And it could have been an and 1 for Natalie Fisher, who will head to the free throw line.
Drills the first. Mohawk with a 32-23 lead with 16 seconds left in the half. Mohawk looks to shut down the Redeemers for one final possession of this half. And they do. They force the turnover, and now they're on the breakaway. Ball, errant pass.
And Erica Price drops it on that pass for Reedemer, and then
Portia Hewitt just misfired on the pass, resulting in another turnover.
Just a pass miss on Allison DiLorenzi. 3.8 seconds left here in the first half.
Let's see what kind of shot. And Mohawk has the ball. They have time for one last desperation shot. And it is blocked by Reedemer, but nonetheless, Mohawk with a 33-23 lead at halftime. And Greg, what did you notice about that first half that really stood out?
It was interesting to see Reedemer tailoring their game against Mohawk, trying to find their stride. And I think they did for a little while after the fouls, or after the free throw points. But they started playing Mohawk's game latter in the first half.
Yeah, Mohawk was really forcing the tempo and style of play, and it led to a lot of turnovers by Reedemer, and Mohawk with a solid lead in the first half. And that's all we have for the first half. We'll be back shortly for the second half of basketball.
Mountaineers versus the Reedemer Royals, and we see the score, 10-point lead by the Mountaineers right now. We can see, we talked about the turnover game and the rebounds. Now the Mountaineers, most of those rebounds coming in the second quarter.
And Greg, what really stands out to me about these stats here is that Mohawk had 18 more field goal attempts than the Redeemers. And they were able to capitalize on 10 shots made as opposed to only 5 for the Redeemers, and that's the strength of their 10-point lead right now.
And if you break this down into percentages, you can see that they are slightly even matched.
And we're underway in the second half here as Reedemer looks to cut into the lead. pass the ball around the key, and a strong drive to the basket and cut to the middle. Three-point shot passed up on for another one.
And Lindsey Moffitt opens the scoring for Reedemer with a killer three.
Looking to get on the board early in the second half. And Mohawk.
It's important for Reedemer to establish momentum early in this quarter if they want to engineer a comeback.
Well, Mohawk's getting good shots at the basket once again, as they have all game, but just missing on a wide open layup again. Carissa Brown passes the ball inbounds, and it's stolen by Erica Price with a nice behind-the-back move, and layup at the net, just off the mark, rebounded by Mohawk. Mohawk finds an open player and pushes the ball up court. Down low now, and the ball is
That's out on
with
Portia
Mohawk.
Hewitt. You could see Lindsey Moffitt was debating jumping on that ball, but let it go.
Mohawk maintains possession here, and they find it Carissa Brown with the ball. She passes down low.
And Portia Hewitt puts one away with the easy layup from down low.
That was a great pass from Brown.
I think we're going to see a different game out of both of these teams in the second half. They both need to address problems.
Both teams coming out with high energy so far in the second half. Who will be able to sustain it for the rest of the game?
And I don't think that the score accurately reflects the compete level or the ability of each team right now.
Well, there's a number of turnovers in the first half, Greg. 17 committed by Reedemer and 12 by Mohawk. So a little bit of sloppy play early in the season here.
That's right, and we could attribute most of those Mohawk turnovers to some of those awkward passes that were made in the first quarter.
Lindsey Moffitt looking to pass the ball inbounds. Swing the ball around. Looking to feed the post again. Lindsey Moffitt cuts inside, passes it off for an open shot, and missed.
Pickering almost with a three there.
And Mohawk is off on a breakaway here. That's Steph Yermak, and she gets fouled hard.
Oh,
Took a shot to the face there.
really hard foul from Erica Price.
But she jumps up off the floor.
On to Steph Hiermek.
She will shoot a couple of free throws.
And that was certainly a tough one to watch from here.
That was a hard foul, Greg.
Well, you know, when you're coming in fast like that, those fouls do happen, and when you have that much speed and that much momentum coming in there.
That's just the nature of the game. You got to get up, dust yourself off, and capitalize on your free throw attempts.
Precisely, and Hiermek here makes no mistake, converting on both of those free throws.
And Mohawk with an 11-point lead now. Continuing to press defense. Reedemer nearly beats it by passing the ball up court, but Mohawk recovers, and a three from Moffitt. She drills it again.
And Lindsey Moffitt with 2 threes to open up her quarter. She's having a great game right now for Reedemer.
She's a little fired up too. Carissa Brown passes to the top, works it over to Steph Hiermak again. Natalie Fisher finds
And it
Portia
looks
Hewitt.
like Portia Hewitt will get
an and one play here for Portia Hewitt. Chance for 3 points. One free throw attempt here.
Let's see if Portia Hewitt can convert on the and one.
And she does.
Increasing Mohawk's lead to 11 points now.
Mohawk pressing, but Reedemer beats it on this possession. Open look for 23, but she passes it up. They work the ball around and drive inside, and a missed layup.
And a tough break for Amoy there.
Carissa Brown comes up with the ball. She's fouled.
Looks like we have Shamir Curlew ready to go in for the Mountaineers. We'll see who will be coming out for Mohawk. It looks like Lindsey Moffitt, after that and one, will be going to the bench right now.
That is Erica Price stepping out of the game for the moment. Mohawk, good down low position by Curlew, and a missed fire on the layup there. Nearly a travel by the Reedemer player, but they maintain the ball. And they find Moffat in the corner. She passes it to the top of the key. Fake three-point, dribbles down low, gets good position. Wide open shooters on the three-point line.
And Hamoe makes up for that missed layup earlier with a three.
Long range three. Natalie Fisher holds the ball, passes. Steph Yermak finds player down low, missed layup. Rebounded by Reedemer. And it's Lindsay Moffat with the ball. She fires the three. Caitlin Arbor just caught sleeping there. Forgot to D up on Lindsay Moffat. She's made three-pointers in a row now. You gotta play defense on her. Mohawk, good position. And they get a rebound and capitalize once again off a missed shot.
And a combination of Karina Brown and Shamira Curlew on the court right now. You can see that Reedemer is purposely going to the outside with those two out right now.
And Mohawk's maintaining a lead so far after this onslaught of three-pointers by Reedemer. Good defense by Curlew in the corner. Reedemer fires the ball to half court, and it's an over and back call. Mohawk will take over the ball.
Samantha Donald just out of bounds there.
But it was the tough defense, Greg, by Curlew that forced that bad pass. Top of the key, they're feeding Curlew down low again, but she misses the layup. Rebound to Mohawk once again. Curlew mishandles the ball, but maintains possession. Misses another short jumper. Mohawk is just battling for the ball. There's no give up in these girls right now.
And Steph Hermick with a great effort there, trying to battle for that ball with Lindsay Moffat.
We have Karina Brown passing the ball in bounds here.
Rob Hooper, head coach of the Reedemer Royals to the left of me, is very vocal right now, firing his team up, closing in on that Mohawk lead. We have Portia Hewitt coming out for Shamira Curlew.
Reedemer just had to pass the ball in bounds here. Fighting that press defense from Mohawk once again. And Moffat is able to drive past Mohawk, and she draws a foul.
Draws a foul from Allison DiLorenzi.
Moffat passes the ball in bounds. Tough defense from Steph Yermak, forces a turnover and a steal. And Mohawk is on a breakaway now, and a layup from Arbor, and it's good. Mohawk with the 44-35 lead. Tough defense results in a foul from Mohawk. Karina Brown can't believe it, but she's whistled for the foul.
And Lindsay Moffat will take point for the Reedemer Royals here right now.
She looks to get the offense started here. Tough to find an open player, but she does. And the pass is picked off by Steph Yermak. She's been quite active defensively ever since taking that hard foul on the drive to the basket.
And Rebecca Couperas taking that foul for Reedemer, knocking Allison DiLorenzi around. We have Erica Price coming in for Rebecca Couperas for Reedemer.
And Reedemer decides not to pressure the ball on this possession. Mohawk swings the ball around the key, as they have done all game, working off a number of screens. Portia Hewitt finds Allison DiLorenzi. They look to find the post, but they can't do it. The pass is turned over, and Reedemer is off. Lindsay Moffat, looking to draw a foul potentially there, is bumped by the Mohawk player and commits a turnover on a traveling call.
Karina Brown takes it for the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Mohawks maintaining a nice 9-point lead so far in the third quarter. And they're looking to feed the ball down low, but the defense is tough, so they work it around the outside key. Karina Brown dribbles inside, finds an open look.
And a great baiting play, and Allison DiLorenzi puts one away. Just as Reedemer was beginning to close on that lead, Mohawk is taking control of this game offensively.
11-point lead matches the largest lead of the game for Mohawk. And their defense remains tough down low. Reedemer finds an open look though. No good, off the mark, rebounded by Mohawk, and they're off. And a nice layup there by Portia Hewitt. She's able to maintain her composure going up for the layup and score it easily.
Little battle for the ball from Natalie Fisher.
Possession arrow stays with Reedemer.
And Victoria Pickering. And Moffitt must be feeling frustrated after scoring 9 points for her team and them still being more than 10 points in deficit.
Reedemer needs to find a way to get her some easy shots. Right now she's doing everything, handling the ball and also shooting. She needs to get an open look, something easy. Here she is driving to the basket. Nice floater.
We talked about those easy shots coming in right behind Hamaui there.
That was a nice screen set by Hamaui, and it was paid off for an easy shot.
Looks like it's going to Reedemer. Pardon me, it's going to the Mountaineers.
And we have a timeout right now.
And interesting momentum shifts very quickly back and forth in the first couple minutes of this quarter.
Well, so far it's been Lindsay Moffitt keeping Reedemer in the game. Otherwise, this might be a blowout for the Mountaineers.
9 consecutive points like that, 3 threes, and it was great. And she almost took a fourth there and decided to pass, and they were still able to convert on it.
Well, she scored 11 points so far in this quarter. And that was more than their entire team scored in the second when they only put up 7 points.
That's right. And the Mountaineers outscoring the Royals 17-7 in the second quarter. We talked about regrouping and getting that defense together and being a little more disciplined if you're going to play aggressive. And it looks like Mohawk was able to do that in the second quarter of this game.
They were really able to capitalize off more of their turnovers in the second quarter, was Mohawk, and convert on some easy layups.
Reedemer has to stop playing the Mountaineers game if they want to be successful. They need to play their game.
They need to keep finding ways to get Lindsay Moffitt some open looks if they want to come back from this deficit.
And it is literally an adapt or die.
Oh, they must adapt if they want to have any success going forward in this game. And Reedemer is late coming out of the huddle, and they get back on the court. Look for Mohawk to find a player cutting to the basket here, as they've done earlier in this game, off the inbounds pass. And there's nothing there. Layup missed and rebounded by Reedemer.
I think Natalie Fisher was hoping for a foul on that.
Yeah, you can't rely on the refs. And
No, you
Reedemer
can't.
comes back and gets an open jumper.
Samantha Donald, great jumper there.
Mohawk feeds Brown down low with a nice pass, and it pays off.
And Natalie Fisher making up for hoping for that foul earlier.
And that was a great pass from Karina Brown. Lindsay Moffitt working hard for the open look, and she passes, finds Hamoy for an open three, and she connects.
And Hamoy has 2 threes this quarter so far, and it looks like that timeout may have paid off for the Royals.
We're seeing a little better offensive flow so far in this second half than we did in the first. And Steph Piermack with the chance for an and-one play.
That's one thing about Mohawk is they see a hole and they're able to pressure it. As we've seen with some of these plays from the Mountaineers, is they are really able to capitalize on every genuine scoring chance that they get.
And Moffat takes a breather right now for the Reedemer Royals.
Getting some fresh legs on the ice in the form, pardon me, on the court in the
On the
form
court,
of
on the court,
Samantha
Greg.
Donald.
We're playing on the hardwood right now. And Reedemer working the ball around the top of the key. Some nice dribbles by Hamoy, and she finds an open lane inside and draws a foul.
Almost an and one for Hamoy.
She has a chance for 2 free throws here. She can cut the lead down to 9.
Maybe Reedemer trying to adopt a little bit of that play style from the first quarter, where they were drawing as many fouls as they could on the Mountaineers.
The Mountaineers team has also been a little bit more disciplined since that first quarter. A little more disciplined in not committing as many fouls.
And the free throw game is a very underrated aspect, especially when you're playing an aggressive team like Mohawk.
And Steph Yermak brings the ball up the court for the Mountaineers right now. She finds Carissa Brown. They look to feed the post, and a nice cut to the basket, but missed layup, and nearly rebounded by Mohawk, but Hamoy fights for the ball, and she comes away with it. Reedemer on the semi-break right now. Three-pointer is off the mark, and there's a battle for the ball.
Smart play by Karina Brown, letting that
Yes.
ball go out.
She was able to box out the defender and not let her get the ball, but also not go for the ball herself, just let it go out of bounds off of Reedemer. Smart play. And Yermak sets up the offense at the top. And a nice layup by Steph Yermak. That was all set up off the drive to the basket.
And Steph Yermak getting some great chances from these passes. She's a great fast break player for Mohawk.
Hamoy with the three-pointer she's been on.
And Reedemer is making these 3 points.
She's feeling good. You can see it in her swagger and her step. She knows she can make those open shots.
And we see Reedemer starting to close on that lead again in familiar territory.
Mohawk is methodical in their offense. They're not going away from their game at all, but there's a block by Reedemer. And now they have possession.
Talked about that rebound game.
And now Hamoy sets up the offense. Victoria Pickering passes the ball in low, but it's a turnover. And now we have a Brown-to-Brown connection here. And Karina Brown just misses on the layup. Erica Price passes to Hamoy in the corner, and she's feeling good. She shoots the three, but it's off the mark. Rebounded by Mohawk. And Steph Yermak with the long outlet pass. She finds Portia Hewitt for an easy layup.
And the deficit back to 10 for the Reedemer Royals.
Seems like every time the Royals cut into that lead, Mohawk responds.
And they've been fairly evenly matched this quarter. It's just trying to gain ground on the deficit that they came into this half with.
Well, it's been a quarter of runs for both teams. One team goes on a run, and then the next team comes and reestablishes the lead.
Been very evenly matched thus far in the quarter.
Steph Yermak finds her way to the basket.
And we're seeing a number of Mountaineers and Royals players that are going on some hot streaks right now between the threes, the layups, and the passing.
That was a flurry of activity at the end of that quarter there. Lots of scoring, more so than in either of the first 2 quarters.
An exceptional play by both teams.
The offense has really picked up so far in the second half.
Okay, listen, for one possession and one possession only. Okay, we're gonna go try and
Into the end of the third quarter with our heads down. Okay, come on, guys. We're in this game. We're trading baskets. If we would have played hard the last minute and a half, this was a 5-point game. It was a 5-point game. Okay? Right? So,
And we talked about that rebound game and how effective Mohawk is when they don't give up on plays. And Reedemer.
Here's a a missed shot here, and Mohawk comes up with the rebound. And this is how they were able to start their offense, by maintaining the rebound and getting good outlet passes.
And defensive rebounds lead to those fast break plays that we see Mohawk loving with their athleticism. I think that right now Reedemer is trying to play their game. They've been very effective in the third quarter thus far, and it was a very evenly match.
Have to lead every time they punch back. We're doing a great job. Okay, you heard coach. We got to get up on our feet more on defense, and offensively is trying to pick up the pace. They're hanging over there.
And I think the Mountaineers will have to fight to keep that lead.
And the next home game for this Mohawk Mountaineers women's team will be November 8th against Cambrian.
Don't care about her.
That's right, in a game you shouldn't miss. We have the men's and women's both playing the same day. And we have a pretty good crowd here tonight.
Yes, the crowd was getting really rowdy there as Mohawk was able to establish the lead and really maintain it for that third quarter.
And Reedemer also being right around the corner brings a lot of friends, family, and fans for both institutions at the game tonight.
Yeah, it's good support for the players.
And we'll get back to play here at the D-Bark. That is the David Braley Athletic and Recreation Center.
It's a beautiful, brand new facility, a $35 million renovation to Mohawk College.
I am a particular fan of watching Netflix on the treadmills myself.
And the fourth quarter is underway. Reedemer looks to overcome a 12-point deficit in the final 10 minutes of play here. Reedemer will need Lindsay Moffitt to stay hot if they want to cut into that deficit.
That's right, and Lindsay got a little bit of an extended rest there in the latter half of the third quarter.
And Mohawk now with an open look, just off the mark, but they fight for the rebound, and there's a jump ball. Possession arrow will stay with Mohawk.
And Rebecca Kalperis almost had that in that fight. And we're gonna see Karina Brown taking it for Mohawk.
Brown looking for a cutter to the basket, but she finds someone on the baseline. And it's an open jump shot for Allison DiLorenzi.
And Moffitt with a nice pass.
Fighting the press defense, they're able to get it up, but they're working really hard on offense. That's the problem for Reedemer. And another turnover. Mohawk steals the ball and they're off. But turns the ball right back over. Reedemer set to pass the ball in here. That's number 10, Emma Evans, passes to Pickering. And she nearly turns the ball over.
And I think that Reedemer is going to have some serious trouble trying to dig themselves out of that second quarter hole that they dug for themselves, being outscored 17-7.
Yes, they played 2 quarters of even basketball against Mohawk, but it was just that terrible second quarter where they gave up 10 more points, and they've been trying to dig themselves out of that deficit ever since.
That's right, it's been a fairly even matchup thus far in the second half. It's just, you have to be more than even, you have to pull yourself out of that hole.
And Reedemer gets bailed out a little bit on that play as they draw a foul on Mohawk with 1 second left on the shot clock.
Very lucky play there with a second left.
Clock will reset to 24 seconds now for Reedemer. And inbounds pass, battling for it. Possession arrow keeps the ball with the Royals. Lindsay Moffitt is set to pass the ball inbounds from under the basket. And they set up their offense. Pickering at the top of the key. Lindsay Moffitt drives to the net, fires it up, gets fouled. Nearly makes the shot, but she'll be shooting 2 free throws.
And Lindsay Moffitt, great effort there, taking that foul.
she seems to know that if she wants her team to come back, she's going to have to do the majority of the scoring.
That's right, Kyler.
She's calling her own number early and often here. Rattles in the first free throw.
We're looking at a 13-point deficit right now for Reedemer with 8:24 left in this quarter.
They've been getting some good scoring opportunities in the second half, but if they want to overcome this deficit, they'll have to stop Mohawk from scoring.
That's right. It's going to rely on their defensive ability to stop Mohawk's drives. And
we have a foul called on the Royals here. Looks like it'll be a non-shooting foul. Off the mark, rebound by Curlew, and she puts it back for two.
And Shamira Curlew is such a presence down low. She does not give up on plays. She's been great on rebounds.
She's used her size as well to get a lot of looks right under the basket.
And Karina Brown breaking up that play right there.
The Redeemers having trouble just getting the ball up past half.
Looks like we have a little bit of communication issue here for the Royals.
I think there's a discrepancy over the shot clock right now. It's been reset to 22 seconds.
22 seconds, that's right. It was going after the play for a while there.
And we're good to go now. And Lindsay Moffett brings the ball up against the pressure. Mohawk breaks up the play there.
And we almost lost our precious laptops.
Yeah, the ball coming right for us there. And Moffett passes the ball inbounds here. They set up their offense. A couple of Redeemers players running into each other there. And a drive to the basket by Samantha Donald. We have two shots coming up.
And Coach Hooper said coming into this game that if Reedemer plays to their full potential, it'll be a close game. And he was certainly right as they played 3 solid quarters of basketball. It was just that second quarter that may have put the nail in the coffin, and we see
no basket on that play.
That's their Wema almost with the and one, and it was called off immediately.
The foul was on the floor, no shot attempt. We have Portia Hewitt checking in for Caitlin Arbor for the Mountaineers. Ball nearly stolen by Steph Hirmack, but she steps on the baseline, the sidelines. Reedemer passes the ball into the corner. They work the ball around the outside and drive to the basket. Layup is off the mark, but rebounds the ball and draws a foul.
And we see Mohawk just collapsing underneath that net there.
They're doing a good job of not allowing the driver to the basket to get an easy look. Just Reedemer was able to get the rebound there and go back up and draw the foul.
Wema now at the free throw line, pardon me.
Redeemers unable to capitalize on their latest free throw attempts. Wema makes the second, and the lead is down to 13 for the Mountaineers.
That's right, and The Royals will need tight defense to come back in this game.
Mohawk looking to work the ball around the outside perimeter, run the clock down a little bit, and Curlew with the jump shot, and that's good. She just fired that up casually, followed the ball like she thought it might miss, but went right in the hoop. Reedemer struggling to get the ball up against the pressure of Mohawk. Turnover, and Steph Hiermack gets the ball down low, and she's fouled on the floor.
I'm not sure if Natalie Fisher got the and one on that.
No basket on the play. Mohawk ball with 6:46 to go in the fourth quarter. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. And at this point of the game, with a 15-point lead, Mohawk should look to run all of the 35-second shot clock off.
That's right, and it looks like we're need a new ball on the court. Or not. Wasn't sure what the official was doing there.
They're just not sure where they're going to pass the ball inbounds from. They finally decided on the sideline here. 20 seconds on the shot clock for Mohawk. Let's see if they work the clock a little bit. Nope. They nearly turn it over, and we have a tackle right underneath the basket.
And Karina just tried to jump over Esther Wima there. Both two very tall players, and that was a tough break there.
Guess we've got a foul on Curlew as a result of the play. Esther Wima will shoot some free throws.
Caitlin Arbor will come onto the court as Curlew heads to the bench for the Mountaineers.
Mountaineers continue to push the ball, and now they will hold up and run some clock. Steph Hiermack with the three, rolls just out of the hoop. Mohawk gets the rebound, cannot connect, down low. Still fighting for the ball underneath.
And chaos underneath the Royals. Pardon me, underneath the Royals net there.
And the Mountaineers are able to draw a foul, and the fans react to that a little bit, that effort and intensity down low.
Great basketball by both teams just now.
Portia Hewitt will look to extend the lead.
And perfect form there for the free throw.
Nothing but net. Lindsay Moffett with the pass. And the corner three is off the mark. Steph Hiermack with the rebound. She might be the shortest player on the court, but with her intensity level, she's coming up with all sorts of loose balls and rebounds.
She has been exceptional tonight for the Mountaineers, especially in the second half.
I think the turning point for her was really when she took that hard foul and got slapped in the face. She's been lights out ever since.
And you know, either that's going to demoralize you or it's going to fire you up, and I think we found out which one that does for her.
Note to opposing teams, do not slap Steph Hiermack in the face.
That's a great point, Kyler. And the Mountaineers right now with an 18-point lead. Pardon me. 16-point lead.
16-point lead. We'll.
I cannot do math.
We'll break out the abacus for you, Greg.
Thank you. I need a calculator in front of me every game. I didn't even know there was numbers past how many fingers I have.
That was not in the budget so far, but we'll look to get one of those for next game.
And it looks like that timeout is coming to a close for both teams as the officials take point.
And it is a bit of a commanding lead at this point. for Mohawk. It's going to be tough for Reedemer to come back at all in this game with only 6 minutes to go.
But we've seen Reedemer do very well against Mohawk. And anything is possible. 6 minutes is a lot of basketball left to be played, Kyler.
They're going to need to play well on both ends of the court.
I think if Reedemer tightens up their defense, they'll have a chance of at least closing the gap against the Mountaineers.
And it's Mountaineers basketball as Natalie Fisher brings the ball up the court. Carissa Brown swings the ball around, a near turnover.
Talked about that defense just now, and Samantha Donald stops the play for Mohawk.
She gets the deflection, but unable to come up with the control of the ball, and Mohawk maintains possession. This is Natalie Fisher dribbling in the corner, fires up a three, and it goes in. Everything is working for Mohawk right now.
That's right, and that just made Reedemer's job that much harder to engineer a comeback.
But Hamoy has a nice dribble drive to the basket. Mohawk looking to inbound the ball, having a little trouble here. Reedemer catching them off guard a little bit with the press defense, but they're able to get it up past half. Natalie Fisher dribbling the ball, looking for an open teammate, finds Steph Yermak. There's now 7 left on the shot clock, and Karina Brown drives to the basket, fires a shot, but does not connect. Now Lindsay Moffitt pushing the tempo, draws a blocking foul.
And a good job by Reedemer there.
They've got to play fast if they want. They would need as many possessions as they can, so they need to keep pushing the tempo and try to score as often as possible here in the last 5 minutes of the game. And this is the time to do it here. With the clock stopped, you want to cut into that lead.
And every point will count here as they close within 15 of the Mountaineers.
Reedemer now playing tough defense, looking to cause turnovers. But Mohawk handles the pressure and gets it into the front court. Natalie Fisher has been handling the ball at the top of the key over the last few possessions. Karina Brown finds a cutting Steph Yermak for a layup, and she takes a spill after making the bucket.
Those fast breaks by Yermak are just dismantling this Royals defense. We have seen her score that same basket multiple times tonight.
She's, Greg, she's just slipping past the defender and cutting to the basket.
And that is taking advantage of your small size to get in low and take advantage of sloppy defense by the Royals.
We think they're just losing track of her down there. Maybe they can't see her. Karina Brown with a strong drive to the basket, converts on the layup.
And you combine
Carissa Brown, excuse me.
You combine high speed and athleticism with a small size, and that is a player that is very hard to get a beat on.
Open layup for Reedemer. And the play is getting real frenetic at this point. Steph Yermak passes to Natalie Fisher for the three. She misses, and Steph Yermak is battling down low.
And Yermak is just taking a number of dives this far tonight, and she has been one of the grittier players for the Mountaineers.
Solid effort of drawing the foul and keeping the possession alive for the Mountaineers on that look.
It looks like we had a timeout coming as head coach Kevin Duffy signals the officials.
And there's 3:39 left in the game. Mohawk maintaining a 15-point lead at this time.
What do you think is going through the heads of the Royals right now about how they can get back into this game with the time dwindling?
Well, they got a couple easy scores on fast breaks in the last few possessions. They need to just keep believing in themselves and play hard defense and get open looks down low and convert them.
I think the Mountaineers have the Royals' defensive numbers this far in the game. They've figured them out, and a lot of the baskets that they've been scoring in the second half have been a lot of the same thing.
Mohawk doing a good job of not committing as many fouls in the second half.
Hard defense,
which was probably a reason why
the baseline, right? So
in the
just
second
barrel
quarter they were able to outscore the Royals 17-7.
And the Royals really haven't been able to dig their way out of that deficit at all so far for the rest of the game. Mohawk looking to pass the ball in here. Stephanie Ermack gets the ball. She drives to the net, dribbles her way out of trouble, finds Brown. Brown nearly turns it over. Caitlin Arbor picks it up. She finds Fisher, and Fisher, the open look, no good. But Portia Hewitt is down low for the rebound and put back. Reedemer looking to get the ball up. This is the same defense that we've seen all game from Mohawk. It's been effective so far. And Esther Wima with the little one-handed push shot connects for Reedemer. Reedemer with some solid defense of their own. And we have a jump ball here, possession arrow in favor of Mohawk.
Lindsay Moffett, great job breaking up the play there. Not a lot of effort, but a lot of smarts.
Nearly forced the turnover, but Mohawk's able to maintain it. Krista Brown looking to pass the ball in bounds. She finds Fisher. Fisher dribbles the ball, passes to Steph Hermack. Out to Portia Hewitt. Feed down low. And that's really where Mohawks excelled all game long. They've been finding their post players, getting great position, and converting on those short layups.
That's right, Caitlin Arbor taking advantage of that momentum to get around and get that layup in.
Really using her length and height advantage as well.
That's right, she's got a great reach.
She's been able to connect on several shots down around the basket. Reedemer needs somebody to pass the ball in bounds right now, and Hamoy comes over for that duty. Reedemer looking to feed Moffett. She drives to the basket, down low, but can't convert on the layup. Portia Hewitt gets the rebound. Lazy outlet pass, and that's stolen by Hamoy.
And Hamoy with the and one. She knew exactly what she was doing on that.
Was not distracted at all by the hit to the head there, and she'll shoot a free throw here.
And maybe the Mountaineers getting a little comfortable.
Hamoy holding her head where she just got hit. Waiting to shoot the free throw. Free throw is no good, rebounded by Mohawk, and a turnover by Portia Hewitt. Was looking for the pass there, and her teammate had the back turn, and she committed a turnover.
Looks like we have Lindsay Moffett taking point on this one. Had an outstanding game for Reedemer so far.
Yeah, she's been their #1 option on offense.
And she's had some great defensive plays at center court. I think she's forced at least 5 or 6 turnovers against the Mountaineers.
I wouldn't doubt it. There's been a number of turnovers in this game. And Esther Wima makes the first free throw here for Reedemer. And connects on the second as well. 65-78 now. Mohawk pushes the ball up court, and a hard fall there by Carissa Brown.
And the Browns are having a great night as well for the Mountaineers.
Very active down low under the basket. Haven't converted on as many attempts as they would like, but you got to like the activity level by both.
I think both teams have played very hard tonight.
It's a great start to the season here. Mohawk looking up to pick their first win of the season up in the home opener.
Always a big thing for morale when you win your home opener. And looks like we've got a pretty good crowd here tonight. And it's not just people in the stands, there's a number of people in the gym right now.
Looks like standing room only for part of this facility.
That's right, 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter as this game winds down. And Karina Brown makes the free throw.
Reedemer's pushing the ball up court now, looking to get a quick score. Drive to the layup, no good. Brown with the rebound. Pushes the ball up court.
And Rob Hooper taking another timeout for the Royals after this play. And Coach Hooper keeping his team focused and in the game.
Trying to get them not to commit any fouls right now.
That's
So
right.
that is easy points for Mohawk.
Saying that they can't win if the clock is stopped.
And Harbor converts on the first free throw to extend the lead. Second free throw is good. Reedemer's
And
Coach Hooper calls the timeout.
There's the timeout. And is there really an option for Reedemer to engineer a comeback with 1:40 left in this game?
It could be possible, but it's not very likely at this point. Reedemer needs to probably just work on end-of-game situations right now and work on strategy of what they would do in the final minutes of a game when they're down or nursing a short lead.
We talked about the defensive problems that Reedemer experienced and that they need to stop these Mohawk drives.
Defensive rebounding has been a bit of an issue for Reedemer, as Mohawk has a huge edge in field goal attempts, and that's the result of them getting so many offensive rebounds.
That's right, those rebounds lead to so many breaks for the Mountaineers, and we see their speed and their athleticism coming into play there. And they're just able to roll over the Reedemer Royals.
Royals on 2-1-2!
Both teams taking the court once again for the final minute 40 of this game. Blocked on the three-point attempt, and that really hurts your comeback effort. Mohawk can now run down the clock. Cut to the basket by Brown, and that was Karina Brown scoring on the cut to the basket, extending the lead to 83-65 for Mohawk.
And another timeout called by the Royals. Hooper's really trying to get his team into the mentality that this game is winnable. They were careful not to take a foul there, but they were a little too conservative. It led to Karina Brown scoring that layup just now.
Mohawk looking to pick up their first win after going 7-1 in the preseason. They're trying to maintain that momentum going forward.
And you can see clearly why Portia Hewitt, Stephanie Hermick were named to the All-Star team. And then,
yes, the Mountaineers women's team won the Georgian College Fall Classic tournament, and Portia Hewitt and Stephanie Hermack were named to the All-Star team.
you can see
for that
how
tournament.
exceptional Stephanie Hermack has been tonight. She has been a standout player for Mohawk, and using that speed and her small size to
that
get
tenacity.
in. To get in,
She's
yeah.
really been after the ball on both ends of the court.
She has a great deal of fire in her play style.
And Reedemer gets the ball in bounds, looking for a quick score. They don't get it. Rebounded by Mohawk, a fight for the ball. Mohawk maintains possession, and it looks like they will maintain the win at the end of this game.
And Kaylin Arbor at the free throw line right now.
Makes the second. Timeout, Reedemer.
And these timeouts are just rolling for the Royals right now. And Robert Hooper, the head coach of the Royals, is
Having some issues with the scorers table here.
And we talk about fouls in this game.
There's been a number of them. Here down low, Stephanie Heermack gets fouled, and this was a three-point play by her.
And how important those and ones are, and you see
Curlew fighting for the ball and really frustrating Hamoy on this play. Now we have Lindsay Moffett with the ball, and her drives to the basket have induced several fouls by the Mohawk players.
And in the first quarter, Reedemer was able to practically tie it up with Mohawk, based only on free throws.
Free throws were key for the Redeemers in the early part of the game, but unable to convert it on as many in the second half. And Mohawk women's next game will be against Cambrian on November 8th. That will be their next home game, looking to extend the winning streak here in the David Braley Athletic and Recreation Center.
That's quite a while from now. So they'll be missing Mohawk, I'm sure, after a win here in the home opener.
And the Royals miss on the jump shot there.
And Steph Heermack again
takes a hard fall.
She's been taking some serious punishment tonight on the court, but has
she
been given an all-star effort.
She's all smiles as she jumped up off the floor there. I think she's just happy with the score right now.
And how could you not be as the Mountaineers?
Some nice ball handling there by Lindsay Moffett, and she's fouled. We'll shoot a couple of free throws here. She looks to add to her personal scoring, but it might be a little bit too little, too late to come back for the Royals.
And a foul on Karina Brown, a little bit of confusion there, and apparently I thought that it was on Carissa Brown.
There's some discussion about that right now.
Okay, yes, it was on Carissa Brown. I was right. I thought that.
Don't ever doubt yourself, Greg.
That's good advice, Kyler. Thank you for being there for me in this tough time.
And Moffett misses on the burst. Connects on the second. Good outlet pass by Brown there. And it leads to an easy layup by Portia Hewitt as she leaked out against the defense, which just forgot about her. Under a minute to play now. The Royals work the ball around the outside of the key. And Moffett finds the ball. She drives down low, is blocked, but there's a foul called. she'll head back to the free throw line.
Wasn't sure if that was a solid block or not by Carissa Brown.
There was a lot of ball there, but the refs seemed to think that there was some body contact as well.
We see a solid 20-point lead with 49 seconds left in the game right now by the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Moffitt misfires. And connects on the second once again. Chris Brown gets the ball inbounds, and tough press defense here by the Redeemers results in a turnover and travel by Carissa Brown. Luckily for the Mountaineers, they're nursing a 19-point lead right now. Moy passes the ball inbounds, and that is blocked by Arbor, and Carissa Brown now drives to the bucket and nearly rattles in the shot, but Karina Brown gets the rebound. Battling for it now. There's a battle for the ball now. And Steph Hirmack comes up with the foul, but she was competing for the ball. You gotta love that aggressive style of play by her.
And she almost got away clean there without a foul. Just a little bit of contact.
A little push there.
And Amoy has also had an exceptional second half.
Yeah, she's
slew of threes in the third quarter.
Also a number of layups around the basket. Mohawk looking to fight the pressure once again. And they beat press and they get the ball into the front court. They need to just hold on to the ball at this point. Mohawk works the ball around as they count down the seconds before their first victory of the season. There's a battle for the ball now. The Royals come up with the ball for the final 6 seconds. Moffitt, she wants to get off another shot in this game. She fires the three, nearly makes it. And Mohawk comes out with the win, 86-69.
And that is it for the home opener.
Women's Mountaineers team is 1-0. And stay tuned as the men's Mountaineers team takes on the Redeemers men's team coming up next.